remember what we used to do on Sunday mornings?
I sure do. You and Jody and Aaron would jump into bed and we'd watch old movies on TV.
That's right. You'd say things like, okay, that's Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers, and they're doing the tango.
Uh-huh.
And there's Mickey Rooney and Judy Garland, and they're doing the buck and wing.
Uh-huh.
And, oh, there's Burt Lancaster and Deborah Carr, and this is the beach scene from Here to Eternity.
And they're building a sandcastle.
Well, you were a pretty good teacher.
Well, thank you.
You know, when I was doing Fame, Debbie Allen mentioned that she and her sister, Phylicia Rashad, also had like a teacher-mom.
Oh, well, don't tell me they ruined her quiet Sunday mornings, too.
Probably.
Like all mothers and teachers, Vivian Ayers Allen had to contend with her children's practical jokes.
She had the entire family going across town from one house to another one evening, pretending to have amnesia.
I remember. I don't know what got into it.
I wanted to know why she did it, because we were really disturbed.
We laughed. We knew she was just cutting up. We said, look at this. Mom and Daddy up in the middle of the night going crazy. And Felicia's up there in the days. And I want to go outside in the trees and be with the monkeys. And we're like, oh, give us a break. Instead of being in the house, we spent most of our time in the playgrounds, at the zoo, and at the museum. The museum was our playland.
Oh, well, they're out in space, perhaps.
We never tore up anything because we always had a respect for art.
Ooh, this is pretty.
You can see these two persons.
Look at this, Mama.
To touch it.
Oh, they don't. It's $25,000. No, dear, sorry. Come over here, Mama.
This is our brother, Tex.
Now, the surprise is that Tex has set music to a poem their mother wrote 30 years ago. Vivian taught it to him when they were children, and she hasn't heard it since.
So I boarded a train, kissed all goodbye, and in my heart was a sympathetic sigh. For I would go and live in a city where people and hearts and buildings were bigger, while they remained to work and toil in a town whose thriving was of soil.
For long it worked.
I knew no distress. I even dared to write them less.
What need had I for old folk degenerate?
Whose living and thinking were way out of date. Then, one quiet day I found all of me confusion bound, with problems as high as Jack's beanstalk, and no one with whom to talk. My dilemma was all my own.
No counseling, Dad. No kindness shown.
And for once I knew my real and true status.
Cockroach in the park theater.
And now my heart knows no delight like a trip back to the old home site. And not for money would I scoff at a screen door hanging off. So they got no big tall skyscrapers. Clowns in nightclubs cutting capers. It's home. The folk are warm. And most important, I belong. I belong. I belong. We got you. I love it. Who wrote that? You did. Excerpts from Spice of Dawns, written by Vivian Ayers, nominated for Pulitzer Prize.
Mama to me means immortality. Because living with her, life could never really end. Growth and self-development could never end. Questioning could never end. Discovery could never end. And living with Mother means that I'll live forever and she will too.
It's a whole human being here. Oh, yes, she's definitely my mother. She always has been since I've been here. But there's so much more to her than just my mother. There's just so much more to her than that. The wisdom that's given is so great. as opposed to thinking, well, that's my mother, and now I'm grown and I really don't have to listen. There's a whole human being here who stands on her own, always has. And because you taught me those things, not from what you said, but because of the way we lived, I have been able to move in life.
Mama.
You're gonna run your makeup.
Over the years on Mother's Day, we say I love you with a dozen roses or a box of candy or a beautiful card. But I think the most popular way is just like this.
My football pals all have their gals, but I don't need a gorgeous gal when I have you.
I've had some clouts and I've struck out, but there's no doubt about the way I feel for you. I just called to say I love you.
I just called to say how much I care. I just called to say I love you, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart. When I'm at bat, I tip my hat to tell you that you'll always be a hit with me. I caught some blows that broke my nose, but heaven knows no one could tackle me like you. I just called to say I love you. I just called to say how much I care.
I just called to say I love you, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart, my heart, my heart.
Cher, Robin Williams, Whitney Houston, and their moms coming up next.